Well, now, you know what, Joseph? I make 150,000 Kenyan shillings. That's around 1,500 US dollars per month in Kenya. That's a good amount of money, by the way. You know what? Statistics in Kenya, they say those are people who make 100,000 and above are actually under 1%. So this guy is making this amount of money each and every month, meaning in after every 30 days. And he feels poor. And guess what? On top of that, he is single, meaning he's not married. And guess what? He doesn't have any kids, but he feels poor. Because indeed, he does not save anything at the end of the month. He's unable to save. I ask, okay, why would you say that you feel poor? I'm unable to save anything. I actually see some of the numbers that you talk. For example, he was telling me, hey, you know what? I was so moved by the video that you made. You said that if somebody can save only, or rather invest 5,000 each and every month in a money market fund that is giving an average of 13% per annum compound, you have yourself 1 million in a period of 10 years. I was so moved by that point. That's a direct information that I'm telling you. That's what he told me. He said, you know what, Joseph, I don't know exactly what I can be able to do. What exactly am I supposed to? Where am I getting it wrong? I know you're wondering, okay, how do they call you? My number is always on the description of this specific video. So if you'd like to call me as well. And you know what? This is the video I'm going to share with you. Probably might be facing the similar problem. Or then if you're not, then probably that's where you're heading. Or maybe you know somebody who is facing the similar problem. Drag them around and bring them here. By the way, don't forget to like the video. Make sure that you subscribe because I post these kind of videos each and every day. When I share with you real things so that you understand where are we getting it wrong. And by the way, don't as well forget to make sure that you leave me a comment in the comment section. Let's get to the business now. See, I had to find out what exactly is transpiring, what is going on, so that at least you say you're making 150 G's a month and you're saying you're broke, you cannot even save nothing. So there must be a problem somewhere. So let's find out. I say, you know what? Fine. Let's go ahead and dig into your numbers. What exactly do you use what on when? And how do you utilize that specific thing? All right. So I ask the question, let me see your recurrent expenditure. Let me see your expenses. What do you dedicate? How much? The first thing he told me, my house rent, I pay 32,000 Kenyan shillings a month. 32,000 Kenyan shilling a month. You are single, you don't have kids, and what have you. I said, what kind of a house is that? Well, I'm pretty aware that their houses even cost 60, 70, 100, 300, 400,000 a month. I'm not ruling out that fact. They are there. But the question is this, 32 freaking thousand a month? Do you know what? There is an individual who is earning that amount of money per month, and they have 3 or 4 kids. You're living single, and you're living a 32,000 house a month without even proceeding. That is a red flag. That is a mess up. And you can imagine this. Probably this guy is dating. As I'm assuming, probably, let's say if he's dating. The lady is not even bothered to ask, babe, those are the names that you guys call each other. My dear, whatever. Whew, you're living in a 32,000 a month. What do you usually think about investing? Oh, by the way, what would you think is the best investment? What would you advise me? You know, I told you ladies, sometimes it's good to ask these guys of yours that are taking you out each and every day. Ask them this real question about, so that you can know the kind of an individual you're about to get on board with. Don't be so happy and nice to see those elegant and fancy places in home. That might be a crisis. 32,000 rent for a month? Okay, fine. Let's go to the next thing. So how much do you dedicate for utilities, likes of the water, electricity, and subscription? Guess how much is it? That 15,000 Kenyan shilling. And I said, what have you subscribed to? What are these utilities? They say, hey, probably electricity will go to around 5,000. Well, no, then, okay. Maybe subscription about the cable TVs and the, I don't want to mention those things because it might be, hey, why are you fighting? No, I'm not going to mention those things. You know the things that you subscribe about, yeah? Watching videos or movies and what have you, premium things, you know, when you're watching YouTube or whatever, you don't. Fine. The other thing is about the water, you know, about all internet and what have you. Total 15,000. I was like, oh my goodness. That is somebody's rent. And this guy has 2 kids. Anyway, let's go to the next thing. Car, 45,000. Is it a loan? No, it's not a loan. I bought the car. Oh, okay. At least that's better. Okay. So what was it for? It's for fueling because I move a lot and what have you. I actually consume an average of 9,000 per week. Okay, 9,000 per week, multiply that by 4, that's 6,000. Okay, why 45? On top of that, maybe a services, car wash here and there, and what have you. Yeah, sure, that makes sense. 45,000, but honestly speaking, okay, fine. Is this, do you do Uber maybe sometimes when you're not at work and something of sort? No, I don't do Uber. Okay, fine. This is largely a car to transport you from one place to the other. Yeah, that is exactly. Wow. Okay, okay, that's amazing. So basically you're saying this car that you're having is a liability? Yeah, you can call it so. No, that I can call it so. It's getting money out of your, I mean, it's freaking taking 45 G's out of your pocket, bro. 45,000 out of your pocket. Nothing. And one thing, this guy is actually depreciating in terms of the price. For God's sake, you're not even doing Uber. You're not even doing any business with it. You're just getting out of your home, going to, okay, fine. Is it helping you to make 150,000 so that we can conclude from today you're at least making 105,000? Why? Because it's taking the 45,000? No, it is not. Okay, fine. If you didn't have a car, would you still make 150,000 probably if you are to use a public transport? Yes, I would. Okay, fine. Then justify why then do you have a car that is not even facilitating you to make this 150,000? And for God's sake, you're lucky as a Kenyan getting this amount of money. And how old are you? I'm only 25 years old. Jesus. You see some of the mistakes that people do in life, and then let's continue. Parents' house, 22,000. What is it about the parents' house? Yeah, that's a loan that I actually pay because I took a loan and built them a house. Okay? Okay. Okay. How much was it? It was around 1.5 million. Okay, that's a fair deduction anyway from 1.5 million. But earning 150,000, you could have actually delayed the gratification and saved the money and built by your own cash. Because, I mean, building parents' house is an amazing thing. I 100% support it. But the method of acquisition, that's where we draw the line. For God's sake, you're only 25 years old. If you could give in yourself, like, let's say, for another 5 years, you could have actually built them a very nice home. And actually, you not get yourself into deductions of these taxes and what have, not really taxes, but what we call the interest and what have you. Probably you're going to pay close to 2 mic for that specific house. Why wouldn't you have delayed? Okay, I asked the question, okay, did the parent like really need that house and what have you? I said, no, I mean, we were actually living okay. The house was still okay, but I just wanted to surprise them. No, you surprised you. And I'm not saying building a parent's house is bad. Actually, I made a whole video saying, before you take that loan to build a parent's house, watch this video. Go check that video, actually. It's not that old video. It's actually some few months ago. Actually, a week ago. Depends on when you're watching this video. If you're watching this on 2030, obviously it's several months ago or several years ago. Now, the point is this. See, it's always good. Now, you take this 22 Gs is going towards that payment of the parent's house. How about maybe we were saving this amount of money, the same, okay, fine. Right now they're deducting you the 22,000 each and every month. What is you said this, okay, for the next 3 years, I'm aiming to building my parents' house by the time I'm hitting 28 years. So assuming I'm going to marry at 30, let's say for the next 5 years, I'm going to do all this. Can you imagine this guy did this, okay? He's 25 years old. He's earning this amount of money. He wants to build his parents' house. And that's okay. That's amazing. I support it 100% sure. He says this 22,000 that they're going to deduct me for the next, let's say, 4 years. How about I do this? At the end of the 4 years, that's the time now the parents own the house. Because basically, right now, they don't own it. So how about you take this 22,000, put it in an MMF money market fund for the next 5 years or 4 years? You tell me how much you're going to make. And never forget these numbers. If you can only take 5,000 per month, each and every month, with an average interest of 13% in a money market fund, you have yourself a mic. Now, see, if you get 22,000, dedicate that amount of money into that mutual fund continuously for the next 4 years. Tell me how much you're going to make. You're going to build your parents' house comfortably? Yeah, absolutely. You're going to build your parents' house comfortably. And you're going to be in any debt. After all, whether you do now use my formula I'm giving you, you're going to own that home in a 4 years' time or 5 years' time. That's the reality. And the last one, entertainment, 30,000. Obviously, this is where I was expecting the huge chunk of money to go, but it is not. Well, I'm not saying that 30,000 is not a huge chunk of cash. But obviously, a young person earning this amount of money, obviously you expect to spend a huge chunk of cash on the entertainment. But that is what he's dedicating on the entertainment. Now, I want you, my viewer, right now, help me help this guy. Where do you think the money is being wasted here? Where do you think the money is wasted here? For example, for me, if I look at it, I say, all the places, there's something to be saved. All the places, there's something to be saved. For example, for me, This is a whole chunk that can be saved. A whole chunk that can be saved. You know, Joseph, why do you hate cars? No, I love cars. I really love cars. What I hate is the method and the process of acquisition. That's where I draw the line. Utilities and subscription. What would you even pay electricity? 5,000. What would you do? What do you have in your house? Freezers, fridges. I have I don't know what. Yo, check on that. Check on that thing. Another place that you can save a lot of money is this particular. Why don't you get yourself a decent 15,000 house? Half of this. You don't have to live a life of proving to people that you earn a lot of money. Just live. Obviously, I'm not telling you to go and live in shanty places and unsecured places. But honestly speaking, you know, 50. Okay, fine. Let's not even call it 15,000. Let's call it at around a decent 16,000. A decent 16,000 in Nairobi, a one bedroom. Yo, you have yourself you have a nice place. It is not an elegant, you have yourself a nice place. For those who watch me are Nairobians, they know what I'm talking about. 16,000 for one bedroom in Nairobi, you have a decent secured place. You've saved yourself 14,000. Not even 14,000. You've saved yourself half of that. You've saved yourself 16,000 in this basket. That can actually be dedicated for savings or investments. Okay, on this one, just save yourself at least, I don't even know, like 15,000. Yo, 15,000, that's a lot of money. You can even save 10,000 out of this, but let's just be logical. Just save 7 on this. Save 7,000 on this. Okay, I'm gonna show you, even you can even acquire to build your parents' house within 1.5 years, not even 1.5 years. You can be able to do that. You save this 16,000. You save this 7,000. 16 plus this 1,000. We're talking about 23,000 plus this 22 that you're paying right now. We're talking about over 50,000 and what have you. Assuming you put that money in a money market fund. I mean, a period of 1.5 years, you have yourself. We've saved another. I'm telling you. You can be able to do this. The other thing, entertainment. Entertainment, we may not argue much about this because obviously I always tell people, before you even commit yourself to marriages and what have you, make sure that at least you've entertained yourself, you know. Not the time now when you actually need to pay a lot of money. That's the time now you actually, you know. But obviously this is still quite high. It's still quite high. You know, just save like 10 or 7,000 or thereabout. You save, let's say even you save even 8,000 on this particular basket. And this one, first of all, cut it. This one, direct it to an MMF. Delay. But obviously, this one, we may not be able to do nothing about it. This one, by default, it has to be there because we've already did the building and what have you. So there's nothing that can be done about that. Actually, if you ask me, I would have said you could have even started a project back at your home. Like pigs farming, like goat farming, like dairy farming from your home, and your parents are there. If you want to support them, they help you make the money. So if they help you on that end, maybe you have some dairy farms and then you employ somebody there, then they can manage that guy. You have several cows that are giving you milk. The parents can actually help you do that. So you can raise money from that particular end. All right, then plus the one that you are savings, then you can tell them within a year we start building your home. See, you actually end up not only with the home that you build, but also you're gonna end up with the project. Like sometimes you just need to think, just a slight think, then you save a lot of money, you save a lot of time. That is exactly what we do. Now see, now when you actually do all this mathematics, you realize that there's a lot of money that can actually be saved, and this is where the young people are actually getting the mathematics wrong. And then by the time, can you just imagine this? Yeah, can you imagine this guy get fired today? Just wake up one day and then there is this call, there's no job. What would you do? That's a crisis. This guy does not even have a saving. By the way, all this amount of money is adding up to 144,000. Meaning the guy is only left with 6,000 to save a month. That's why he said, I feel poor. Obviously, I mean, you would feel poor if you're earning 150,000 and you're saving only 6,000. And you can imagine this. Do you have any emergency fund? No, he doesn't have nothing. Do you have any savings in invest? No, I have nothing. And then you just get this letter like, hey, guess what? We no longer need your services, or we can no longer afford you. You know, I mean, they tell you in a very decent way to fire you. You're fired. How much would you survive? How would you even pay? This is a crisis. This is a crisis. And ask the guy, don't lie to me. Do you come from a better family? And obviously, I mean, if then they come from a better family, he could have not built a house worth for 1.5 billion for the parents. He said, I don't come from a better family. I come from a poor background. Now, this is the problem, because you grew up with these money traumas. You're thinking that money, it's a product to be consumed, and you get money, you're having this mentality. You're going to have yourself a very, and maybe there's a lady who is hanging around this guy saying this, I get myself the best husband. But you're not asking the real questions on this. That's the time now you, after 20 years or 15 years, you call me and tell me, Joseph, we've been married for 15 years. I don't know what exactly, we've never achieved anything. Because this is the character. You ain't going to achieve nothing with this kind of a mentality and character and behavior and the usage. Don't be surprised. That's why I said, if you plant the maize, don't be surprised the maize grows. Don't be surprised if you do nothing, nothing grows. That is exactly what happens. Now, this is kind of the thing that you should understand at all the occasion. You know what? I'm not here to judge. I'm here to share some of the information, and I maybe can be able to help you a lot. That's the video about the guy who was earning 150,000 a month, but he feels poor. Be very careful if maybe you use the same formula. For now, it's a goodbye. See you in the next one. And you can always grab that number of mine from the description of this specific video. Let's have a discussion. See you in the next one.